All right. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Julius Kabanda, and I'm greeting you from somewhere in Uganda today. All right. Location still today is a little bit not yet clear. Yeah, but very soon the location will be clear. Happy to have you all today. Who do you know in Kenya? Who do you know in Nairobi? I'd love to learn about cryptocurrency on Saturday at exactly 10 a.m. East Africa Standard Time. All right. I'll be premiering in that place, ladies and gentlemen, sharing amazing nuggets of cryptocurrency, teaching people about crypto and the power of crypto. But today is not my day. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, take my flight all the way from Uganda to a specific area, but to a particular place where we have my friend, my brother, Coach Manish, all the way from India to share with us the perfect, amazing power of cryptocurrency. With pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. With pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me invite my friend, my brother, Coach Manish, all the way from India, to join our presentation today and to take us through.
All right. Thank you so much, Leader Julius, and welcome all of you, all the leaders who have joined from different parts of the world. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And in India, I belong to India. Here it is around 12:30, 12:30 p.m. So, my name is Manish, and I belong to India. And by profession, I'm a digital marketer and a digital coach. And from the last 1.5 years, I've been working with this wonderful project that is Royalq, and learning about cryptocurrency, learning about trade, learning about building business around the world using using internet. So today I've been given this opportunity to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin halving, and how important it is, and how we can take, particularly how we can take the maximum benefit from this wonderful event that is going to happen soon, right? So we want to know what is Bitcoin halving, and how does that impact on the cryptocurrency industry, and what exactly we have and as an opportunity uh, opportunity of this event. And if we have this knowledge, we can then proceed to understand how Royalq helps us to take the maximum benefit from this period that we are into right now. So let me share my screen and begin this today's session. I hope you have invited your friends, your team members, your guests, prospects, your relatives, all of them that you want to learn from this wonderful session. So let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. All right. So I hope the screen is visible to all of you and you can hear me loud and clear. Is my screen visible? I hope.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Thank you so much. So today I'll begin with this wonderful topic that is called market cycle and the psychology of crypto market. So, as we all know, crypto market is not a straight line market. It includes many ups and downs along the time, and it has been showing us these ups and down tides, like we see on the waves of any sea. Same way, the price of any coin, or particularly we are talking about Bitcoin today. So, if we look at the chart and look at the chart of Bitcoin, we daily, every day, the prices are going up and coming down. So if we are a trader or an investor, we must understand this fact, that what is the market psychology and how the market moves in cycle. So these are the cycles of these are the cycles of the market price. Okay, so share some very important things to you about this. So whenever you start at whichever stage you start on this cycle, you begin with some optimism, you begin with activity, and you are so hopeful that today I started my investment in crypto and soon I will become rich, I will gain very good profit, and I want to become wealthy from this wonderful opportunity. So as we start from this side, this place, we don't know about what happened in the past, but we can see now how the market is moving up or down. So this is the habit of market. First, we need to understand the habit or the of market is always moving from the lowest point to the highest point, then again from the highest point to the lowest point, and again it will go to the same point which it has shown before, or maybe somewhat high and somewhat low, right? So this is the market. But when we start, as the market moves in the cycle, in this cycle which is up and down, our feelings or the emotions of a trader or the sentiments of the trader changes every day according to the sentiments of the market also. So if we understand the market sentiments, then we can control our feelings, and we can have a lot of patience, because in financial market, if you are a trader or an investor, you must have a lot of patience and you must understand the market moves in cycle. So when we start, we have a feeling, we have an emotion of optimism, and soon the market start to go up. When it tries to go up, we are filled with excitement, we are filled with excitement and lot of hope. Now now we see that the investment that we just made is increasing in value every day by day. It is showing us very good profit, and we see, if we are using Royalq, we see very good floating profit, and we are waiting for the robot to close the sale and give us our profit, right? So as the market price increases, we feel excited, and then we feel thrilled as the market goes up and up, and when it reaches to the maximum or the highest level, to the highest level of that cycle, we have a feeling of euphoria. Why we call it euphoria? Because when we are excited, we are so much excited that we try to put more funds into the trade. We want to take the maximum advantage of the up movement of the market. So we are so thrilled, and then when the market is at the top, at the top price or at the highest price of the cycle, but we don't know what will happen next. We Nobody knows what is the market going, is the market still going up or it is coming down from this point. But as the market reaches till the highest point, we are so excited, we are so thrilled that we have a feeling of euphoria. Euphoria, in what happens in euphoria, we call all our friends, we call all our relatives, our neighbors, all the people we know, and we call them that just do this with me, just do this with me, because I'm having this wonderful opportunity and I'm making a lot of profit. So all of you, all the people that you know, they start to jump in the market, because they see that everybody is winning, everybody is winning the trade, and everybody is in profit now. So why we should lose? So they have a feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out. So if you see that all your friends, all the people you know, they are enjoying their profit, they are so excited that their profit is going up and up each day. You feel the feeling of FOMO, and you feel that why I should miss out? I should very quickly jump into the market. And a lot of investors, a lot of traders jump into this at this point. At this point, from every side, we see that a lot of people start to invest. So there is a lot of buying at this, investing in this point, that is called a euphoria point. But as the market has already reached the highest point, That is in technical language, if we draw a line here, this is a line of resistance, but we all know, if you study the technical side of the market, it reaches a point of resistance, and then the market has to retrace. The market has to retrace. There is no other way that market can still go up, and it has to retrace and it has to go down, because this price has given the maximum profit. So the lot of people who have invested from at this point or at this point, they are into a good profit here, and they start selling because they all know the market has reached the point of the line of resistance, and soon it will go down. So this is a perfect moment, this is a perfect time to close their sale and take the maximum profit they can. Because if we keep still waiting, the people who have started before, if they know now that if they still keep waiting, they will lose their profit, whatever they were invested. So maximum people start to sell at this point, at the line of resistance, and the market travels down, and market dips and goes down. So for all the people who have joined in this area, at the highest area of the market was there at the top, they start to have a feeling of fear. They start to have a feeling of fear. The emotions that was previously excitement and thrill, it changed to fear. And soon they are into they are into panic. They are into what? They are into panic. So their fear and their and the feeling of panic that we see in lot of traders, particularly the new traders, the new investors who have just started their cryptocurrency journey, and they are into a feeling of panic now that maybe the market is going to zero, all our investments will be gone, all our capital will be turned to zero, and we will soon lose all our money. So they don't want to lose whatever they get now in the market. Even if they have a little loss, the capital is in little loss, they start to sell, and that is called panic selling, particularly when people start selling in floating loss. So they they realize their assets, and they decide that they can bear this small loss instead of waiting for the market, and when it goes down, their asset will be reduced to zero. So they start to sell, and when a lot of people start to sell, what happens? The market still goes down because the supply increases as compared to the demand. A lot of people are selling, less people are buying, so the market reaches to the bottom, and the bear market ends there. The bear market, which has started from this point, it ends there. And but nobody knows, particularly the new traders, the new investors, they don't know that this is the end of the bear market. And soon, at this point, whichever whichever traders are still left with their capital, they have not sold their assets till now, they have this feeling of anger. The feeling of fear changes to panic, and from panic it changes to anger. And when they have this anger, all of them are angry. They are so angry they start to blame others. They start to blame their upline who referred them, who suggested them that they should start the trade. They start to blame the cryptocurrency. They start to claim all the companies they know. Even they start to blame the government. They start to blame the government, that why government is not stopping this scam, or this fraud that is going on in this market, and all, we are losing money. So they are angry. And when at this stage they are so much in anger and disbelief that they even stop others from entering the market. Whenever someone asks them that should I invest, fine, they they always tell them that they should not never enter into crypto market, because this is, they consider it as a scam, because they have lost it, and their asset is now in minus or in loss, right? So this is the change of sentiments from optimism to excitement, then to thrill, then to euphoria, then to denial, the fear, panic, capitulation, and now the feeling has changed to anger. But the market is not aware of this. The crypto or the asset or the company or the cryptocurrency or the market or the price, it is not aware of what the it doesn't care. It doesn't cares about your feelings. It goes up and it comes down. But only the people who have been in this industry, in this cryptocurrency, since a very long time, they understand this movement of the market, and they have this feeling of patience, that they know that what goes up has to come down, and what comes down has to again go up. It can never be into the same direction. The market cannot move in the same direction forever. It has come down when it reaches the highest point, that is the line of resistance, and it has to go up again when it reaches support. So these are the two important areas that the traders who have this knowledge, and not even technical knowledge, even I consider that more important than having a technical knowledge, you must have the feeling, the knowledge about the psychology of market. You must understand the psychology of market. Even if you don't have much technical knowledge, you don't know about support and resistance, and you are not aware of how to use the indicators and how to use the signals, still you must have this the knowledge about the psychology of market, that when the market is going up, you should not be so much excited that you invest all your funds into the market. You borrow money, you steal money, you sell your belongings, you sell your assets, and then you invest in this market, just because you have this temporary feeling of excitement, because it's a temporary phase. Soon the market will come down, and when you are into fear and denial, and then into panic, and then into anger, you should not be selling your asset in loss. You should not be selling your asset in loss. You still have this knowledge that the market has to reach to the lowest point, which is the support point, then it has to retrace again, just like it did before. It has to come up. So when the market start again up an upward journey, soon the feelings changes from disbelief to hope. People are now hopeful, and again when the market reaches the same point, and they soon the traders have realized their losses, and they are into the same, or some are into profit now. So they have this the same feeling from where it started. The journey started from optimism, and again they have this the same stage of the market, right? So it has to go up and come down, and the feelings or the sentiments or the emotions of traders changes along this curve that you see here. But this psychology of market teaches us that we must remain patient. We must not get overexcited when the market is going up, and we are into profit. And soon we should not be also into over panic or over fearful when the market is down. We must control our emotions, and we must understand the psychology of market. What goes down has to come up, and what is going up, it has to come down again. So this is the first lesson of today. I hope you learned this, and you understood this, and it helps you to understand the market better. Now we must understand what the journey of Bitcoin is, because Bitcoin, we must study about Bitcoin, and our maximum focus should be towards Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, as we all know, is the mother of all coin. That was the first ever cryptocurrency started in the year 2009, and it has the greatest dominance. It has the greatest dominance in the market. It means that it has the power to influence all other market, all other all other altcoins which are available in the market. And if we understand the journey of Bitcoin, we can make a better decision, and we can make a better profit from the market. So if you understand these data, these are the of different years of the market. And if you look closely and observe closely, 3 years, for every 3 years, Bitcoin up market, and then we see a year of down market. When then after 3 years of up market, we again see a year of down market. So when that market was down in 2014, again we saw 3 years of what? Of up market. Then again in the year 2018, the market was down. Then again we saw an up market or a bull market for the next 3 years. And again in the last year, that was 2022, we saw a bear market. So if we understand this psychology of market and we understand this cycle of Bitcoin, we cannot make mistakes that the newcomers do, and we can have a control of our emotions, right? So if we understand this, that market is showing us that after every bear market, maybe a full 1 year of bear market shows 3 years of bull run. 3 years of bull run. So 3 years you are earning good in 3 years. 1 year you can wait with patience for the bears to quench their thirst, and they are now uh, started to move up again, right? So if we know that after every 3 years we see a down market, and we saw this down market in the last 2022, and since the starting of this year 2023, we are seeing the signs of bull run. We are seeing the signs of bull run, because we all know Bitcoin went from 69,000 down to 15 year 2022. Then again it started again an upward journey, and the price now is around 30,000 per Bitcoin, or maybe little less. So but now we know that after every down market, a year of down market, we have a 3 full years of up market. So now we see that the coming 3 years will be very, very profitable for all of us. And only those people who have survived in this last 1 year of down market, they will they will enjoy they will enjoy their profits in the next 3 years. So let us study now the famous chart of Bitcoin, that is called the Bitcoin stock to flow chart. And this chart is so important. This chart is so important because if you understand the each and every aspect of this chart, if you understand each and every this chart, you will you will have this superpower. If you understand this chart closely, as I'm going to explain to you, in the end you will all have a superpower with you, and that superpower is to see the future. To see the future, you will all have superpower, that you can see clearly and precisely what is going to happen in the coming 1, 2, or 3 years. So let me explain from here, and I hope this will help you. But first, let me know how many people are excited to see the future now. Do you want to see the future? Let me know in your comments. How many people are ready to see the future? Do you want to see the future? I will tell you. I cannot show you the future, but I can give you this ability and power that you can see the future now. I hope you are all are ready to start this journey of Bitcoin. Let me know how many people are ready and excited to see the future from what happened in the past. Because in crypto market, we always analyze the market from the what happened in the past, and we analyze the market from the, and then we predict and analyze the future. So let us go back, start. Let us go back and let us begin. Let me make it full. And color back to golden. Now, this is what a Bitcoin stock to flow chart. It shows the journey of Bitcoin from since the year it started. It started in 2009, and now we are here. We are here in the year 2020, and how it started and how it changes its direction from up to down and down to up each era. We have divided this into 4 eras, as you can see. First era was called a pioneers era. The second era was called a spectacular. Third was called a retail traders era, and the fourth that we are living in is currently the corporate era. And the next era, which is going to come very soon, that will be called a government era. So let us understand why we call these names to these era, and why we have divided these era in these intervals of time. So as you can see, these are the time intervals, as you see in the bottom axis, and these are in form of years, right? And in this axis, as you see, we have the prices of Bitcoin since it started, and these prices are in multiple of tens. These prices are in multiple. So if you look closely, you can zoom your screen or make it a full screen. Closely, this is $0.1, then it increased to $1, then $10, then $100, and so these prices are in multiple of tens, in tens of multiple, and we have divided into these 4 parts, or the next part is coming. So why we have divided, and from where we get this line of division, of partition of this era. This line is not an imaginary line. This line is actually showing you a very, very, very important event in the history of Bitcoin or all the cryptocurrencies, that is called a line of halving. That is called a Bitcoin halving. So we are going to now understand what is Bitcoin halving and why it is so important that we must study and focus on this chart, and what happened in the history will tell us what is going to happen next in the. So we have divided this chart into 4 lines, and these lines are showing particular dates of the Bitcoin halving. The first halving, we have already seen 3 halving, and many more are going to come in the future. The first halving happened in the year 2012, and after 4 years, you see this this time gap is 4 years exactly, and after 4 years, the second halving was happened in 2016, and after another 4 years, we saw the third halving, that was the last halving in the year 2020. So if this happens after every 4 years, you can now understand that when the next halving is going to happen, that is 4 years plus the last halving year, that was 2020, in the year 2024. So in the next year, we are into 2023 right now. In the next year, exactly 365 days are left, and after this year, the next year, maybe in the month of April or May, we will see this the next halving in the year 2024. So why we are talking about this halving, let us understand, and how this halving has divided this chart into different eras. The first era that we see here is called the pioneers era, and that is understood because when Bitcoin was started in the year 2009, nobody believed and nobody understood what this new thing is. This is a new kind of currency, or a Bitcoin, or a coin, or a internet money, or an asset, and nobody knew what we can do with this, right? So many people started to take interest, especially the people who were into technology field or information technology or IT sector, and some people start to mine it. The only activity that was happening in the first era was called mining, because you cannot trade in that era. Nobody wants to invest and nobody wants to trade with Bitcoin. The only thing that you can earn from Bitcoin in that era was mining. And when you mine, what is mining? Mining is a technical process. It requires a lot of investment and technology and energy to mine a coin. Basically, it is about solving complex mathematical equations and formulas, and then verifying different transactions over blockchain, and then you successfully mine a new coin, and a new coin is generated. And we know that in that era, in the first era, the mining reward that the miners used to earn from this activity was called a mining reward. Mining reward was around $50. Sorry, 50 Bitcoin. The mining reward was given in form of Bitcoin. And in the first era, the people who started mining Bitcoin, for every new coin that they generated, they earned a mining reward of 50 Bitcoins. Can you imagine? Someone is paying you 50 Bitcoin for generating one new Bitcoin. So this was so low. This was so the price of Bitcoin was so low in the first era that it was around $0.4. It was not even $1 when it started. For the first 3 years, from the year 1 till the year 3, it was below $1. And people used to pay you in Bitcoin for mining a reward, for mining a new Bitcoin, and you used to get a 50 Bitcoins as a reward. But nobody knew that this is so expensive. This is going to become so priceless in the coming future. They used to just keep it, and maybe some people forget it, or some people didn't know what to do with this. So in this era, one very strange and very funny incident happened. If you remember this, in this first era, a very funny incident that started a new trend in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency happened in the first era. That one person has around 10,000 Bitcoin. He was into mining, maybe, or maybe he has purchased. So there was a person who was a father of two kids, two small kids, and he was at home, and he was so lazy. His children were asking him to. They were hungry, and please order pizza for us. So what he did, he had around 10,000 Bitcoins, and he wrote on internet at that time that if someone sends me two large pizza, if someone sends me two large pizza for my children, I will pay with 10,000 Bitcoin to the person. So many people read this, but nobody was interested. But one shop owner, that was Papa's Own Pizza, that at that time, Papa's Own Pizza, they read this message on internet, and he decided to send him two large pizza for his children. And when the delivery boy came to his house and delivered the two large pizza, he paid him with 10,000. Can you imagine? 10,000 Bitcoins. So this was the first ever transaction. This was the first ever trade that happened with Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency. Before that, only thing that people were doing was mining. Now this was happened, and now people now realize that they can use this money to trade also. We can buy some things. We can buy pizza, we can buy clothes, we can buy anything that we want, and we can use this as a form of currency. So that was the first trade, and that happened in this era. And now if you go to Google, you can also see an interview of this person, who now feels so stupid. He feels that I was so stupid at that time, that I paid 10,000 Bitcoin that I had that time for just two pizza. But he didn't knew that the Bitcoin price will go it will become so expensive that all his life he will keep on regretting this foolish mistake. But this was in the first era. And in the first era, the price was below $1. It went up till an all-time high point. This was the first all-time high of Bitcoin, and it was around $10. $10 per Bitcoin. From less than $1, the Bitcoin price touch a first all-time high. That was $10 per Bitcoin. But as I just showed you before in the first slide, that what goes up has to come down, and what comes down has to again go up. The Bitcoin, when it reached the first all-time high, it started a bear market, and the prices started to go down. But then after 4 years from the year of starting, after 4 years, the first halving happened in the year 2016. First halving happened in the year 2012. In the year 2012, the first halving happened. And after this halving, the prices of Bitcoin, which were going down, now started to go up. So this was the impact. This was the impact of this halving, that what was going down now started to go up. Because what happens in a mining, I told you in the first era, the reward for generating or the mining reward that people used to get was 50 Bitcoin. In the next halving, why we call it halving? Because after this halving, the reward of Bitcoin mining was cut to half. It was reduced to half. So after the first halving, in the second era, this reward was reduced to 25 Bitcoin. Now, if you mine a new Bitcoin, you will receive 25 Bitcoin. After the second halving, in the third era, this was reduced to 12.5 Bitcoin. Now we are into the fourth era. If you start to mine now, and if you get a mining reward, you will receive around 6.25 Bitcoin. And this also tells us that in the next halving, after the next halving, when we enter into the fourth era, this will again be cut to half, and it will be reduced to around 3 point something Bitcoin. So this is called the halving event. Why this happens? Why the pioneers of Bitcoin, the Satoshi Nakamoto, why they introduced this halving? That was a very, very wise decision. Or they wanted to make to give a maximum cap on the supply of Bitcoin. They wanted to make a maximum limit to the maximum supply of Bitcoin, which if we calculate, it can not go beyond 21 million Bitcoin. This is the maximum supply of Bitcoin that can be generated. 21 million Bitcoin is the total supply of Bitcoin. And do you know how much already has been generated? Out of these 21, 19 points something, 19 million, more than 19 million coins have already been generated. You can say 19.5. So out of 21, 19.5 has already been generated. And what we are left with is a few million Bitcoins that are going to come in the market. And if I told you one more thing, out of these 19.5 million, almost 5 million has been lost forever. 5 million Bitcoins has been lost forever. They have lost forever. Means that some people, they lost their secret keys, they lost the access code, the ID and password, and they cannot recover now. So what this is telling us, that there is a limited supply of Bitcoin. And what happens to any commodity, if it has a limited supply, it has a maximum limit to the total supply of the quantity. When the demand increases, and the supply is limited, this changes the price, this influence the price to go up. So as we all know, there are almost 8 billion people in the world, and not everyone can have a full Bitcoin because there is a total supply of 21 million. Out of this, only 5 million has already been lost, and some are yet to be generated. So there is a very, this is a scarcity in the market, and this scarcity and limited supply is what is going to increase the price of Bitcoin in the coming years. And it has been increasing. So when we saw the first halving, let us come back to the chart. When we saw the first halving, the prices which were going down before, soon after the first halving, they started to rise because people now understood that the supply is limited. They can have a limited supply of Bitcoin, and all the people wanted to have at least a few Bitcoins with them. So prices soar so high, and it touched a new all-time high. It touched a new all-time high, which was around $1,000 per Bitcoin, more than $1,000 per Bitcoin. But this was the second all-time high. And again, the prices start to go down till we saw the second halving in the year 2016. The second halving happened, and soon after this halving, again the prices start to go up, and it touched a new all-time high. And this time it was more than $10,000 per Bitcoin. $10,000 per Bitcoin, which was around $1,000. Now it has increased to $10,000 per Bitcoin. But soon again, after the highest point, the market start to go down, and we saw a bear market. And then people were eagerly waiting for the next halving to come. Because why? Because they have seen this 2 times before in the history of Bitcoin, that every halving has a very powerful impact on the prices of Bitcoin, and what is going down will soon go up, and it will touch a new all-time high. And so many people started to invest even before this halving in the bear market, because they now had this opportunity to buy more and more Bitcoin at a very less price. And now they believed that this is going to increase the price of the market in the next era. And again, it happened, and Bitcoin touched a new all-time high price of $69,000 per Bitcoin in this era, in the year 2021. So we all saw this. If you were into cryptocurrency at that time, we all saw that the highest price or the all-time high has been creating new records in every era. In every era, this all-time high has been creating new records, new heights, and this is clearly showing us that the Bitcoin is a long journey of uptrend. It is on a long journey of going up. So if we calculate, if we are an investor, if you are an investor, maybe you invest in gold, maybe you invest in share market or stock market, maybe you invest in real estate, maybe you invest in any business. How do you calculate your investment, the asset of investment? Does it has a good potential to give you good returns or no? You calculate with the returns on investment. This is how every investor, maybe he's into property or real estate, maybe he is into forex market, maybe he's into gold or silver or any market. If you are an investor, if you want to grow your money, if you invest your wealth into some good performing assets, you must calculate the return on investment, that how much return I'm getting on the invested money. So if you calculate, if you had invested in the first era when the price of Bitcoin was below $1, and today if you go to the market, it is around $28,000 per Bitcoin. It is around $28,000 per Bitcoin. So if you calculate today, how much is the return on investment? How much was the return on investment of my investment, which if I had invested at this point when the price of Bitcoin was below $1, and now the current price is just $28,000. My investment has given me a very significant return on investment that is more than 6 million% in growth. So can you imagine? Can you compare it with any other form of investment? Do you ever heard about any investment which has given? And this happens in just 14 years. This is just 14 years of investment. If you can compare it with any form of asset, maybe it is a physical asset or a digital asset or any form of asset. If you had purchased a very good land in a very good location in your country or in the capital of your country, if you had purchased it 14 years before, it could have given you 100% return, or maybe 1000% return, or maybe 5000%. But no other asset has this power and potential to give you 6 million% of growth. 6 million. That is a huge figure. That is a huge return on investment. So all those people, so the best time to enter the market, which was the best time to enter the market? When it was at the bottom, not when it was at the highest, but at the bottom. At the bottom point of any era, the bottom point. I just showed you on the first slide that the correct time to enter the market is when it is near the support line. So this was the first year's support line, or the bottom, or you can call it all-time low. This was the lowest point, and this was the highest point. This was the lowest point, this was the highest point. This was the lowest point, and this was the highest point. So the correct time to enter and invest in the market is when it was at the bottom. And now we are here in the year 2023, and we have seen that Bitcoin touched 69,000. Bitcoin has touched a price of 69,000, and in the last year it has gone to a minimum of $15,000 per Bitcoin. And now some of us missed purchase at its bottom price. Maybe you have missed it when it was 20,000, but you're still very early. You're still very early, because it has just gone till $28,000 per Bitcoin, or maybe 30,000 you can purchase now. So it is still going up. Why it has to go up? Now let us understand the trend of this chart, why it has to go up. Why we must start today. This is the perfect time to enter in the market till it's start a bull run. We see that in every era it has touched a new all-time high, and every time it has created a new all-time high, which is much higher than all the previous all-time high. If you connect all these points, you will see that it is a clear uptrend. It is not coming back to where it started. It is going up. This direction is going up. So what the experts in the world have predicted and calculated and analyzed about this chart, they have drawn this trend line. If you look closely, I am highlighting it. They have drawn a clear trend line, and they have now analyzed that this should be a point of the next all-time high, because in every era market has given a new all-time high. And we all know the all-time high price of Bitcoin was 69,000, which was the highest till date. But in the next era, when we see the next halving, which is just coming around the corner, in the next year 2024, This prices which is going down now, as in every era, before the halving, what happens? The price goes down, and after the halving, the price has to go up. After the second halving, the price has to go up. After the third halving, price has to go up. And what will happen after the fourth halving? The price has to go up and create a new all-time high, which can be much above this $69,000. How much it can be? If you follow this line, and the expert, the most talented experts in the world, they have drawn a new all-time high, and they have clearly given us this message that this is going to be more than $1 million per Bitcoin. This is going to be more than $1 million per Bitcoin. Some people are even saying so much that they believe that Bitcoin will cross more than $5 million per Bitcoin. But if you still believe at the minimum level, it can go very much higher than the previous all-time high. Maybe it can go to $100,000, or maybe it can go to $1 million even. So whatever price you are getting now, whatever price that you are investing into Bitcoin, you can take the maximum returns on your investment if you just wait for 1 or 2 years. The coming 1 or 2 years, the price is going to touch around $1 million in the coming 2 or 3 years, maybe. So this is going to happen. Why it is going to happen? Because we all have been seeing this new all-time high that were created after the halving event. So this is the power and potential of this halving that happened 3 times before. And if it continues to happen, Bitcoin, which is now available at a minimum price of 28,000, all the people who invest now, they can become super wealthy when their asset turns to $1 million or above in value. So if you miss this opportunity in the first era, when the price was just $10 per Bitcoin, if you miss this in the second era, when the price was just $1,000 per Bitcoin, and if you still missed it in the previous era, when the price was just around $12,000 per Bitcoin, you should not afford to miss this opportunity in this era. We are into bear market now, and market has already started to show us the signs of bull run. So this is going to happen, even if you believe it or not. It doesn't care. It is going to happen. Even if you don't invest today, even if you keep waiting, if you keep watching and see your friends win this trade, win this investment, even if you keep on thinking and suspecting this, it is going to happen. You believe it or not, it is going to happen. And it has been happening before also. Some people still missed this 3 times before. And I don't want any one of you who are listening to me today that you missed this in the last. This is the last opportunity that you can have. Because after this halving, you will never get this Bitcoin below $30,000. You will never have this opportunity to purchase this Bitcoin at the current price, because this is clear uptrend. One more thing, you can look in this chart. This is very interesting. I told you about the highest point in each era. This was the highest point. Now let us look at the lowest point. This is the lowest point, right? And this is the lowest point of this era, and this is the lowest point of this era. And in this era, maybe the lowest point, we can say 15,000 was the lowest point in the last. But still, if you look closely, the lowest point of every era, in any era, the lowest point, the lowest price of Bitcoin, it can never go below the highest point in the previous era. The lowest point of this era was still higher than the highest point of the previous era. The lowest price of this era was still higher than the higher price, the all-time high price of the previous era. The lowest point of this era, where we are currently into, is still higher than the highest price. This was the highest price of the previous era. It was around $12,000 per Bitcoin. Still, market didn't go below the highest price of the previous era. And it happened in every era. It happened in every era. So if you believe this, if you believe this, and you can see the future in the next era, which is going to start after next year. I don't know about the highest price. I'm not talking about now the highest price, but the lowest price of the next era will not go below 69,000. Can you believe it? This has been proven 3 times before. The lowest price of the next era. Now you see that Bitcoin is 28,000 or maybe 30,000. But the lowest price of Bitcoin in the next era, that is just coming 1 year after, will not go below 69,000. So if the lowest price is above 69,000, how much can be the highest price that you are going to imagine, that you can imagine? If the lowest price in the next era is above $69,000, how much can be the highest price? You can imagine now. So even if the market drops in the next era, it cannot go below 69,000. So if you are at 28,000 or $30,000 price, you will still be in profit in the next era. When we see a bear market, a down market, still you will be in profit if you invest today. This is so important that you must take it seriously. And the first and the most important thing that you can start today to change the future of yourself and your family and your future generations. The most important thing that you must do today is to accumulate more and more of what? Of Bitcoin. That should be your first priority, because only the action takers are the money makers. Some people will listen to this training every Wednesday we do, and you can watch it again on the YouTube channel. Some people will see this 100 times, but they won't take action. But some people will hear it the first time and they take action today. They will be the persons, they will be the people. If you are not an action taker, you will be clapping for them. You will be congratulating them that you took this decision, you took this action at the right time, at the right moment, and you took this decision and took action soon. And now, because of that action, you are making money in the future. So only the action takers are the money makers, and the only action, the most important action that you can take today is to start accumulating more and more of Bitcoin today itself for the next 1 year till this halving happens, because you won't get this opportunity to buy Bitcoin below 69,000 in the next era. You won't get ever again. The price will not go below 69,000 in the next era. So if you find yourself that the price is below 69 or even below 30,000, you are into a golden opportunity. You are standing on a heap of gold. But you must understand what is the value of this opportunity today and start action today. So how you can do it? Now the next point comes, how we can accumulate. Most of us don't have so much money that we can buy one Bitcoin, a full Bitcoin. We don't have We don't have so much money or investment that we can buy one Bitcoin at 28,000, but still we have this opportunity that we can buy a little bit of Bitcoin, the smallest bit of Bitcoin, and start with a small capital and keep on multiplying it. The point is not to add it, point is to multiply it. If you keep on adding, you will be limited to your capital. But if you are able to multiply it, that is called a compounding effect, multiplication and accumulation of Bitcoin, that you can do with our wonderful robot, that is Royalq. Royalq helps you to multiply your small investment into a big, huge investment. If you start today, I'm going to now take you to Royalq. I hope this first lesson was very valuable to you, and you understood now how important it is and what is the value of this opportunity. If you have this knowledge now, and if you have this power now, which I promised to you before I started, that you are going to see the future very soon. Can you see the future now? How many of you have this power now that you can see the future? Let me know in the comments. How many of you are able to see this future now? What is going to happen in the coming 1 or 2 years? Can you see the future now? If you can see the future, type yes in the comment. If you can see the future, what is coming in next 1 or 2 years? How many of you can see the future now? And do you want to know how to accumulate using Royalq? How to multiply your small investment into a huge, huge investment? You can start small, but keep on accumulating. Thank you so much. So let us go to the next part of today's session. That is most important. You must learn, and you must, most important, you must take out your pen and paper and start taking notes, because only the people who take notes, they will remember and they will apply the knowledge that you are getting today. Only the note takers are the action takers, and the action takers are the money makers. So let's go to our Royalq now. Let us go to our Royalq now. Let me share it again. So I'm just giving you a few seconds. You can take out your notebooks and notepads and pen and paper and start taking notes, because now I'm going to talk about some mathematical figures, some things you must write down. Okay. So let us share again. Let us share and let us go to Royalq. How Royalq helps you to accumulate. See this, the founders of Royalq, before we understood this, they already have this knowledge that what is important for each and every trader in the world, that he can use this Royalq. If you are a Royalq user, the founders of Royalq, the founders were they were so clever, they were so wise, that they gave us this opportunity to accumulate, that they gave us this opportunity that we can use this Royalq robot to accumulate whichever coin that we want to accumulate. If you want to accumulate BTC, they gave you a BTC market here. If you want to accumulate USDT, they gave you a USDT market here. If you want to accumulate Ethereum, you can go to Ethereum market and start accumulating. So the purpose of each of these market is the same, to accumulate whichever market that you go to. Because in each market we see that the base currency changes. What is the base currency here? We see here the base currency is USDT. You can trade in any pair in USDT market, but the base currency remains the same. Means that if you can start with some amount of some capital of USDT, and you can trade and keep on increasing your USDT. you are accumulating your USDT. So what is the price today of Bitcoin? You can see here, it is more than 28,600. But if you want to accumulate BTC, like we just understood, you cannot accumulate BTC using this USDT market. You cannot accumulate USDT in this market. You have to go to BTC market in order to accumulate BTC. So if you go to BTC market, here what happens? The base currency is changed to Bitcoin. You see, the base currency is Bitcoin. You can trade in any of these coins, but the base currency is Bitcoin now. Means if you are trading in USDT market, you are accumulating USDT. Your USDT is increasing day by day. Same way, if you trade in BTC market, you are increasing and accumulating your BTC. You can start with small capital, but keep on increasing. So you can trade on any of these pair. Suppose we trade on XRP or we trade on this Ethereum. That is my favorite pair. This is my favorite, Ethereum oblique BTC. Why? Because this is the number 1 coin in the world and this is the number 2 coin in the world. So even if I have accumulated Ethereum by BTC, I am still winning. And even if I am accumulating BTC, I am still winning. Even if BTC is going up, I'm accumulating more and more of BTC. If BTC is going down, I'm accumulating more and more of it. So these are the top 2 coins. So how Royalq helps you? Every time the price of every time the price of Ethereum goes below, it will go and buy more and more of Ethereum. The price of Ethereum goes down, it will go and buy more and more of Ethereum, giving your BTC. But it will do? It will wait for the price to go up. So again, when the price of Ethereum goes up, it will go and sell all the Ethereum it has accumulated for you and give you back your BTC with profit. Not the same quantity of BTC. It will return your capital in form of BTC with profit, and your profit will also be in form of BTC, not in USDT. So suppose you start today with $100 worth of BTC and you trade this for some time and you earn 10% in profit. Maybe you earn 10% in 1 month. You trade it for 1 month and you earn 10% profit. That 10% will be added to this BTC that you had started. So this is your capital and your profit. Suppose it is 10%, it will be $10 worth of BTC. So now you have $110 worth of BTC, not in dollars, but it will be in BTC. Whatever the value is, whatever the quantity comes out, you can calculate. So you are accumulating BTC in this manner by just trading again and again on a cycle mode. So let us take an example of any of these coins. Let us take LTC and open this trade. Now we are going to learn how you can use this robot. Let us go to the trade settings now. So here we have this trading pair. Here we have trading pair of here we have the trading pair of LTC oblique BTC. So what you need to start with? You need to start with some amount of BTC. So first thing you need to do, you must have some quantity of BTC. You cannot start with USDT. So if you have USDT, you don't have BTC, just go to your exchange, whichever exchange you have, and convert your USDT. Convert whatever you want to invest in this market into BTC. So now you have some amount of BTC. Then come to this page and start your trade. How will you give the settings that we are going to learn today with the trade settings here? And we arrive on this page. So for the newcomers, for the newcomers who just started with Royalq, or you are started, you are just come to this page for the very first time. If you don't understand how to give the trade settings, how to give these figures to Royalq, how to fill these figures, and how to fill this margin configuration. If you are a beginner, you don't know, if you never attended this training, just keep it as it is. This is very simple because Royalq gives you a default setting that is the perfect setting. If you don't have any knowledge or skill, just use the default setting, and that is the best one. So Royalq gives you these default figures, that the first buy in amount, which is this quantity of BTC. You cannot trade below this quantity. So this is your first buy. What is it? 0.0002, 0.0002 of BTC. So if you convert it to USDT, that will come to around 3.5 or maybe 4 USDT, according to today's price, right? So you can start with minimum first buy of 0.0002. The margin call limit should not be less than 7 margin calls. This is what Royalq is telling you to do. You can increase it according to your capital, but it should not be below. You can trade below. Even you can trade from 1 to 7, any number of margin call, but it will not give you the best result. You can trade with even 1 margin call, or you can trade it from 1. You can trade from 1 to maximum of 999 margin calls. It is up to you. But Royalq gives you that 7 margin call is the minimum and the best effective method, right? This is your whole position, take profit. You can keep it as it is. Buy in callbacks, this is good, but you can either reduce it to 0.2 or 0.1. That is sufficient. Sub position is also good. The only thing you need to consider and understand is how you are going to define the margin configuration. This is the most important thing that you need to take notes. So let us go and dive into this margin configuration. Here you see that these are the 7 margin calls, right? These are the 7 margin calls we have. And when you come to this page, you see there are 2 major parts of this page. This is the left side, this is the right side. If you don't know what is this and how this works, this is very simple. In the left side, here you see how the market is behaving. This is telling you how the market is behaving. And in the right side, you will put how Royalq is going to react to the behavior of the market. So this is what market is doing. This is what Royalq is doing, right? So you must understand the importance of these two figures. The first one is called margin call drop. That shows if the market drops by this percentage, Royalq will do this. If the market drops by this percentage, Royalq will do this. So what exactly it is doing? It is waiting for the market to go down, and when it reaches this 1% price drop in the market, it will go and see and look here how many times I am going to purchase. This Royalq will come here, and this instruction is given by you. You can change this instruction according to your strategy and according to your capital, right? So what exactly it is doing? It is buying 2 times. 2 times of what? Of your first buy. And if you remember the first buy was what? First buy was 0.0001 BTC. Okay. So it is going to buy 2 times here. 2 times of this. I hope this is understood. Again, the market drops. It is going to buy 2 times or 4 times here. Again, the market drops. It is going to buy 8 times here. So when you come to this page, actually you will not see the same figures in the left side. In the left side, maybe you see here 3.5, maybe you see 4 here or 5.2 here, and so on. So if you want to change it, you can change according to your risk appetite, or the choice is yours. You can keep as it is. I have changed it because I know that I believe that the market will not go so down, because it has already been down in the last 1 year, and the coming 3 years are in uptrend. So if you want to cover the margin call drop, what you can do, either you can use these figures. If you add up all these which you see in the default setting, it will give you a total of 47% market drop, 47% drop in the market. So if you believe that the price of Bitcoin or the price of whichever coin you are trading can go up to 47% down, you can keep it as it is. But if you believe that it cannot go so much down, what you can do, you can change it to these settings like I have done. The first two margin call is 1% each. The second two margin call is 2% each. Then come down and give us two calls of 6%, and the last call will be 12%. You see? So if you add up all these, it will come to around 30% market drop. 30% is sufficient, I think. According to me, I may be wrong, I may be right. It is up to you. You can choose to cover a market drop of from 30% to 50%. It is up to you. It is up to you, right? So this is according to your knowledge and your understanding. The important thing that you must calculate here is the how you are using your capital, because our capital is limited. I believe nobody has unlimited capital. We all are limited to our capital, and from our limited capital, we are using at least some capital for USDT also, to trade signals, to trade in different coins. And out of that limited portion that we are left, we are using that limited capital to trade in BTC market also. So this is according to your capital. I won't suggest anyone that you put all your money here in the BTC market. You put all your capital here. You must understand how to diversify your capital. So if your capital is 100%, you can make it and break it into 1 or 2 or 3 parts. Some part will be for USDT market, part will be for BTC market, some part may be for Ethereum market, and some extra should be kept for what? For recovery also. That should be used only in emergency for recovery. So that you have to decide how much capital you want to use according to your total capital, but you must divide it into different, because as Warren Buffett says, you should not keep all your eggs in one single basket. You must, if you are clever enough, you must divide it, distribute it into different portfolios. For some capital, whichever you want to use in this BTC market, you are now going to understand how to calculate and how to give these settings to the multiple buy-in ratio. So this is the ratio or the multiples of times that Royalq will buy of your first buy, and use it to buy the dip. You are using to buy the dip. Every time the market drops, you are taking advantage of the dip in the market. So if you have given almost 30% drop here, if you have given 30% drop here, so you must distribute this 30% into 7 calls, or maybe 7 to 10 calls, whichever you find easy and comfortable. But you must design these margin call drops according to your capital. So there are different strategies that you can use. I'm going to give you 3 different strategies. 3 strategies that are the strongest one. The first one is called double up. First one is called what? Double up. You can write it down. Second strategy is called Fibonacci. Fibonacci. And the third strategy is called +1. All three are different and it depends on your capital alone. The double up is the best one. This is the best among all these three. The most powerful, the most strongest. This is average. Neither too strong, neither too weak. And this is the weakest of these three. This is still not weak. This is still good. But among these three, this is the weakest. So you can say this is good, this is better, but this is best. So everybody wants to use the best one. So let us start with the best one. Best one is called double up. And to our and Royalq also gives you this strategy as the double up strategy as a default setting. If you come to this page for the very first time, you will find that this is the double up strategy that you don't need to change anything. These are already given as a default setting. What is double up? Every time you are buying the double of what you bought before. So if you bought 2 times in the first margin call, in the second margin call, you are buying 4 times. That is double. Then 8 times, then 16 times, then 32, 64, and so on. So if you want to calculate how much capital is required, how much BTC is required in capital, what you can do, just add up all these. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128. So if you add up all these and add the first buy also as 1, you will now have the total times it will buy of your first buy, that is 0.0002. So let us do this on the calculator. Let me take you to your calculator and let me open. Let us give the calculation here, right? Let us do the calculation now. So I hope this is understood. Till here you are understanding things, and if you still have any confusion, wait till the end. I will give you a chance to ask your questions also, right? So let us go to our calculator now. Let me take you. And now we are going to add what? The 7 margin calls and the times we are buying, right? So the first call, as you remember, was 2 times. Then the double of 2 is 4. That is the second call. The third call will be double of 4, that is 8. Then 16, then 32, and then 64. Sorry, 64. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more is left, that is 128. So the total comes to what? Total comes to 254 times. But this is not the final, because don't forget to add the first margin call. Now, the first buy. That was before you started the first margin call. Robert has already bought 1 time. So the actual total comes to 255 times. This is not your capital. This is not your capital. This is exactly the times it will buy. Times of what? Times of your first buy. And what was our first buy? If you remember, what was our first buy? It was 0.0002. This was the minimum first buy. So actually you are buying with a capital, you require a capital of what? 0.051 BTC. So this is your total capital required to trade in 7 margin calls with the double up strategy using the best one, right? So how much capital is required in form of USDT? Let us multiply it with the current price of BTC. If you have 0.051 BTC, how much is it worth in USDT? Just multiply it with the current price. The current price, as we just saw, is around 28,600. So this is the actual amount of USDT that is required. the amount of USDT that you require. This is not BTC, this is USDT. Okay. So if you have 1,458 USDT with you, you are good to go. You can go and buy first buy BTC with this. You will get 0.051 BTC with this, and then you can start the trade with using the double up strategy. I hope this is understood. So the capital required is around 1400 USDT or maybe 1500 USDT, whichever price is. So if you have around 1400 or 1500 USDT, you choose this strategy, and this is considered to be the best strategy. This is considered to be the strongest strategy. Why it is considered strongest? Because in this strategy we are buying double every time the market drops. So we are doubling up our investment. In this way, the best thing that we are doing is we are reducing our average price, and it is coming closer and closer to the current price of the market of BTC. Your average price is coming closer and closer to the current price, and when it comes closer, your floating loss will be minimum. Maybe you see less than 1% or maybe 1 to 2%. It will not go beyond that. It will not give you a bigger floating loss. So this is the effectiveness of this strategy. It gives you least minimum floating loss, and your trade will close very quickly, very frequently. Every day or maybe many times a day, you will be in profit. You will see that you are earning many times a day, and the profit will be in BTC. So the only limitation to this strategy, this is the best one. The only limitation is the capital. The only limitation is the capital. That is 1,450 USDT. So if someone has little capital, maybe someone says I have less than $1,000. Can I trade with less than $1,000? Yes, you can, but you don't need to lessen your margin calls. Instead, what you can do, you can have more margin calls. You don't need to reduce the margin calls. You can increase your margin calls, but you can choose the second best one. The second best. This is not best, but this is second best. This is called Fibonacci. So how Fibonacci is done, how it is designed, let us understand now the second option, Fibonacci. In Fibonacci, what we do, the first call remains the same. The second call will be 3. Instead of 4, it will be 3. And what will be the third call? The third call will be the total of these two. Sorry. The third call will be 2 plus 3, that will be 5. Now the fourth call will be total of these two. 3 plus 5, that is 8. And so the fifth call will be what? The total of 5 plus 8, that is 13, and so on. Okay. So now you understand how it is designed. Fibonacci is just adding up the last 2 times and giving the third one. Okay. So now we are going to calculate the same strategy using our calculator, right? So for this one, I told you that you can go at the previous page and increase one more margin call. So what we can do, come here and add up one margin call here. Instead of 7, now we have 8 margin calls. So if you come back to margin configuration, now you see we have added one more margin calls. We can increase the margin call, and we are reducing the times of buy. But don't forget, every time we are buying in an increasing order. That is the base of all these strategy. We are buying more when the market is dropping. We are buying in increasing order. Never forget to buy in increasing order. It can be increasing in a less frequency, or it can be in a larger frequency. That depends on your capital. Okay, so let us go and calculate how these 8 margin calls is designed and how much capital is required. So I told you first call will be 2 times, then 3 times, then 2 plus 3, that is 5, 5 plus 3, that is 8, 8 plus 5, that is 13, 13 plus 8, 13 plus 8 is 21, 21 plus 13, that is 34, 34 plus 21, that is 55. So now we have here 8 margin calls. If you can count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 margin calls here, and the total is 141. But this is not the complete total. Don't forget to add 1 in the last, because this was the first buy. And what was the first buy? If you go and multiply this with the first buy, that is 0.0002, you will get, we will get the quantity or the capital required. Sorry, the capital required. Let us do it again. 142 multiplied with 0.0002. Right? This was the total. This was the total. So this is the total. Let me check my audio first. Just 1 second. Okay, I hope you can hear me. So let us come back to our calculator, and so this was the total amount of the quantity of BTC that you must have if you want to trade using the Fibonacci, using 8 margin calls. And as you calculate, as you multiply it with the current price, which we just saw, that 28,600 is the current price, we now have these figures which tell us that this is the USDT required. 812 USDT, just 812 USDT is required to run this Fibonacci strategy. And this is the quantity of BTC that is required, and this is the current price of BTC. This can change. The current price can change at the time you are starting. Maybe it is less or more, but this is the calculated amount of capital that you must have, around $800. So if you have less than $1,000, you can use the second best strategy. Around $800 is required to use this Fibonacci. Okay. And if you have more than $1,000 or more than $1,400, you must use the best one, that is the double up strategy. Okay. But what for someone who says that I have even less than $500, can I trade? Can I use this strategy? Yes, you can trade, but you must change the strategy. Now you choose the third best, the third option. The third option that I gave you, if you remember, the third option, that is the third best strategy, that is called +1. +1. So for the +1, what we can do, we can come back to this page and increase 2 more margin calls to 10. Now we are trading with 10 margin. We have now 10 margin calls. Let us go back to margin configuration. Let us check. These are the 10 margin calls, but we need to change the strategy first. So what is the strategy for double up? Sorry, the +1. The +1. The +1 is very simple. As you can understand from the name itself, the first call will be 2 times, then +1, that is 3 times, then 4, then 5, then 6, and so on. Just adding 1 each time. So what we are doing, we are still buying in increasing order. We are still buying in increasing order, but our times of buying or the times of increasing is now becoming slower, right? So we are still buying an increasing order, but we are using a weaker strategy because our capital is limited, but still we can increase our margin calls to 10. So let us add up in the calculator now. 2, keep on adding 1 as you can count. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11. So these are the 10 margin calls and the total comes to 65. Don't forget to add 1 and the total comes to 66. If you multiply this with the first buy, that is 0.0002, this is the total of amount of BTC that you require. How much? The BTC required is 0.0132. If you have this quantity of BTC, you can choose the +1 strategy. And if you want to calculate how much is it in value, just multiply it with the current price of what? Of BTC. The current price, suppose it is 28,600. So you can trade with a little capital of 377 USDT. You can trade with a little capital of as low as 377. So if you have around $400, let us now compare all these three. Suppose you have $400 or below, you can use the +1 strategy. If you have $800 or below, you can choose what? You can choose the Fibonacci strategy. Or if you have more than $1,400, you can choose the double up strategy. So these are the three different options that you can use. And it all depends on your capital. But don't make a mistake here. Don't take me wrong. I'm not telling you to choose weaker strategy instead of a stronger strategy if you still have a good capital. Don't do this mistake. Suppose someone says I have around 1200 USDT. What we can do? If you have less than 1400, suppose you have 1200, you can trade on 2 coins. That is good. One on Fibonacci and one on +1. But if you have 1500, don't do this, that distribute it with 3 coins choosing the weaker strategy, the +1 in each. Don't do this, because you know you have 1500, and if you are using $500 for each, you can trade with 3 coins. But what will be the result? Your trading quality will be minimized. Your trading quality will be compromised. The quality of your trade will be reduced. The quantity may increase. The quantity of coins or trades will be more. You can increase the quantity, but never compromise on the quality. So if you are trading on 3 coins using the +1, instead, what you can do, choose 2 coins to trade with a Fibonacci, or choose 1 coin only to trade with double up. It is up to you. But if you trade with a better strategy, a stronger strategy, the stronger will be the quality of your trade. And the stronger quality means that your floating loss will be minimum. It will be very less, and very frequently the trade will give you profit very frequently. So if you choose a weaker strategy, still if you have a good capital, you are doing what? You are asking the robot that go slow. I am not looking for good profit. Give me profit once or twice in a month. I am happy with this. So if you are doing this, you are doing a mistake. Don't compromise with the quality. Only compromise if you have a little capital. If you have good capital, never compromise on the quality. I hope this is understood. So let us go back. So whichever strategy that you choose, when you have given the strategy, come back to this page. Just save it from above, and what you can do, keep it in cycle. Keep it in cycle. let the trade run in cycle. You see here, cycle is running. One shot will be showing here and cycle is running, and trade it for full 1 year. Full 1 year. Give it sufficient capital so the trade keeps on running. It doesn't stop. And the last thing you should do before starting the trade, come here on the strategy mode and choose this one, which I have chosen. The sub-bin mode, strategy mode. Why not this? Why not this? Because this will be very difficult because you are trading with more than 7 margin calls. And if you trade in whole warehouse mode, the robot will never sell the individual calls separately. It will sell in all the calls in a group in whole warehouse mode, and it will only sell when the total average price is being hit or being crossed. Then only it will close the trade. So don't trade on whole warehouse mode. If you are trading in more than 4 margin calls, always choose in sub-bin mode. And why I'm not telling you to choose this third one, because this is what we trade in USDT market. Because our purpose in USDT market is to earn a profit in USDT, and we want to withdraw it every time, maybe weekly or monthly. So we are not trading in BTC market to withdraw our profit, because we are using BTC market to accumulate and increase our capital. So if you want to increase our capital, we should not think about taking our profit from outside our capital. Instead, what we can do, we can add up our profit every time the profit is being added back to our capital. The capital is giving us a compounding interest. It was giving us a compounding interest, and this will only happen if you choose this sub-bin mode, middle one. It will not take out our profit and keep on adding the profit back to our capital. This will also help you to bring your average price closer to the current price, because the profit also will be included in the capital. So this will increase your averaging also. So this is the last step that you must choose, to choose the sub-bin mode and then start the trade, and you are good to go. You are good to go. So I hope this was helpful, and this is the end of today's session. I hope I have not taken much time, but I tried my level best to explain each and everything in detail. And if someone says in the last, someone says that I have less than $400, maybe you have $200 or $100, you can still trade, but it will be risky, because in lesser capital, you won't be able to cover a good market drop. Maybe you cover 10% or 20% market drop. Still, you will be in risk of going into floating loss. The strategy will be weaker. So try to choose at least 7 margin calls. Try to use at least 7 margin calls, and whichever strategy that you use, you can use. And at least 400 or 500 USDT is a must for this strategy. If you have less capital, you can trade in USDT market first and increase your USDT by making multiple trades in USDT. Follow our signals, trade on our signals, increase your USDT. And to increase your USDT, you can go outside, talk to your friends, share the opportunity, get your activation bonus every time you activate someone, and this will help you to increase your capital. So once you have more than $500 or above, you can go and buy BTC and start this BTC accumulation. Till then, I hope this is understood. And if you have any question, I have few minutes to answer you. Then I will close the session. So you can go ahead and talk to me in the comments, in the chat option, if you want to ask something. Thank you, all of you who are appreciating, and I can see many of your lovely comments. Yes, Mr. James, you can use all all the 2 strategies or all the 3 strategies at the same time, it is up to you. Because if you have a good understanding, if you have a good strategy, and you can design your own strategy using either the 2 or 3, all of them, right? You can choose to include all these strategies in the same trade, and that is called a hybrid strategy. So maybe what you can do, you can choose a double up strategy in the first 4 margin calls. That is most effective. The first 4 margin calls will be 2, 4, 8, 16. That is double up, and later all the next margin calls will be maybe in +1 or in Fibonacci. That is up to you according to your capital. The idea is to give an increasing order of multiple buy. The idea is to increase the buy. Okay, coach, I beg you pardon on the strategy mode setting. Why sub-bin mode? I just explained sub-bin mode. What is the difference between sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement? The only difference is the sub-bin mode real-time settlement separates your profit from your capital and give it and show it in the revenue details. So if you are trading in sub-bin real-time settlement, your profit will be displayed in your revenue details, and it will not be used in the same trade unless you invest it again. So it will be separated from your capital. But if you choose to the sub-bin mode only, that will help the robot to use your profit also in the same trade, and it will be used for averaging. And what will be the effect? Your profit will be, you will get your profit in form of BTC, but it will not be displayed in revenue details. You will not see it in revenue details, but you can go to transaction record. You can check how much profit has been given to you, and the profit will be added to the trade also. And this way you are compounding your capital. This way what you are doing, you are compounding your capital, because you don't want to withdraw it immediately. You want to trade it for full 1 year and keep on adding your BTC, increase your BTC. So that is the purpose of you choosing sub-bin mode. Okay. And one more advantage, if you choose the sub-bin mode, it will not be displayed in your revenue details. So that means you will not be charged the fuel fees also. You will save your fuel fees. You will, Royalq will never charge you fuel fees, the 20% fuel fees, because you are not taking your profit. You are using it in the trade itself. So only time it will charge you fuel fees will be when you take out your profit. When you close all the trade and do it one shot, then it will charge you the 20% of your profit. Okay, Mr. Wokko is asking, why do you choose 7 margin calls instead of 4 margin calls? That is to give to cover a large market drop of our capital, because we are trading for long term. We are not trading one shot just for few days or a few hours. We are trading for long term, for full year maybe. So if you are trading for long term, you must understand that market moves in cycle. As I showed you in the first slide, what goes up comes down. So when it comes down, you should be prepared to at least cover 30 to 50% of the market drop. So if you expect the market to go up by 10% or 20% or 40%, you must also be prepared to see the market come down by 30 to 40%. So if you have 7 margin calls, you can easily cover at least 30% or maybe 40% or maybe 50% of market drop. But if you have just 4 margin calls, what you can do, if you give at least 5% in each 4 margin call, still you are covering just 20% market drop. So you don't want to miss to buy when the market drops by more than 20%. You don't want to miss the opportunity of buying market at a market price of less 30% discount or 40%. So you must choose at least 7 calls or more. That is to cover the 30% or more market call drop. I hope you understood. For beginners, it is advisable to start with BTC or USDT. Yes, you can start with USDT. That is my advice, because the only limitation in BTC market that I have just experienced in the last few months, that it is very slow market as compared to USDT market, which is considered to be the most aggressive market. It has a lot of fluctuation because we are trading with USDT market in USDT stable coin. So if you are trading in BTC market, BTC, whenever the price of BTC falls down, I have seen this, it only gives you a good profit when the price of BTC is going down. Suppose you are trading Ethereum with BTC. So every time BTC price goes down, you will be in profit. You will be in profit because you will require less amount of BTC to purchase more amount of Ethereum or whichever coin you are trading. So whenever the price of Bitcoin goes up, you will see that the trade is very slow and you are into floating loss in this market only. So far, if you are a beginner and if you have a little capital, if you don't have a sufficient capital, start with USDT market, trade on signals that we provide, or you can choose to trade on cycle also. But if you have a larger capital and you have just earned a good lot of profit with the USDT market, then you can use at least 30% or 40% of your capital to trade in your BTC market, just for accumulation. This is not to earn a daily profit, just for accumulation for the future. Because in the long term, if you trade for 1 year or 2 years, you will keep on accumulating more and more of BTC. And then you will be in good profit when after this halving happen, the next year, you see the 2024 Bitcoin next halving. Then when the price of Bitcoin, which is currently around 30,000, it goes above 70,000 or maybe 100,000, you will be in good profit, right? So that is our purpose for a long term. Thank you so much. Mr. San's wallet is asking to, can you help for setting $100? Yes, you can choose trade in BTC market with the less capital as $100, but I won't advise it. But still, if you want to, I can show you. I can show you. So if you have a little capital, as little as $100, what we can do? I hope you are seeing my screen. If you have $100, someone asking you how can you design in $100 strategy? So this is how you design. First, we calculate how much BTC coins you are getting with this $100 capital. So what you do, this is called reverse engineering. We will go from the end to the starting, right? Reverse. So start with $100 and divide it with the current price of Bitcoin. So we have a current price $28,600 of price of Bitcoin, and if we buy with $100, we will get this amount of BTC. This is the quantity of BTC that we can have. Okay, so we have a little capital of BTC, that is 0.0035, we can say, right? So let us reduce it to little number. 0. How much was that? Let me do it again. 100 divided by 28,600, 0035. Okay, so we have 0035. This is the amount of quantity of BTC that you have with $100. Okay, now what you can do, the second step, divide this with what? With the first buy. The first buy that we know that it is minimum 0.0002. So if you divide your total quantity of BTC with the minimum first buy that we can have 0002, I think this is wrong. 0. Yes, this is okay. So we have now calculated. We have now calculated that this is the total times we can buy. 17.5 times we can buy of this first buy amount, and this is the total quantity of BTC we have. Okay, so we must not exceed more than 17.5, but this is not the final one. Remember, we added one when we calculated in the last. So now we are going to reduce one from it. Okay, so actually we are not buying more than 16.5 times. So this is the maximum times you can buy. We have already started and the robot has already bought one time. Now we are planning to give the margin call drop. So this is total times we can buy. So as you have a little capital, we cannot choose double up or Fibonacci. We will choose the +1 strategy. So you must remember, this is the maximum you can have. Okay, 16.5 times. So how many calls can you have in +1? Let us calculate. 2 + 3 + 4. So keep an eye here. What? Sorry. Keep your. This should not be more than 16.5. This one. Keep your eye here. Okay. This total should not be more than 61.5 times. So let us keep on adding. Still we are less than 16.5. So if you add another call, that is 6, this is excess. This is more than 16.5. So delete the last one, and we have 14 times, and we know that 16.5 is the last times we can buy, the maximum time. So what we can do, these are the first 4 margin call, and add 5th margin call as 2.5. So now we have, if you see here, now we have matched the total times we can buy. So this is how you calculate. This is the first margin call, second margin call, third, fourth, and fifth. You can have 5 margin calls with the +1 strategy, and the last one will be 2.5. So this is how you design your $100 strategy with 5 margin calls, increasing order, +1 strategy, and these are the figures. You can take a screenshot or you can note down. Okay. So if you calculate again, 16.5 is what we are giving the strategy, +1, sorry, 16.5 +1, that is 17.5. It has already bought the first buy. And if we multiply it with 0.0002, we will get how much BTC that we can have. We require 0.0035 quantity of BTC. And if we multiply it with the current price, which is 28,600, so this comes to the same figure where we started. Okay. Now you see the total capital required is $100. Sorry. This is the capital in USDT. This is the capital in BTC. And this is the current price of BTC. And the calls that I gave you, 5 margin calls, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2.5 in the 5th one. I hope this is good. I hope you got it. Mr. Sanjay Wallet, I think you have got it. If you have understood, you can write got it or understood. Good. Thank you. So for those people who have less than $400, I just gave you a method to calculate using the reverse engineering method, and you can design your strategy. But you must learn how to calculate the total number of times that you can buy. Your strategy should always match with your capital. It should not be more or less than your capital. So I hope this training was good, and all your questions have been answered. If you still have any question, you are free to ask, or we can close the session as we are already 2 hours been continuing. See, Mr. Gerald is asking if you want to trade only 2 coins in BTC, which one can you advise me? I'm not a financial advisor, but you see in Royalq, we have just 6 coins, and it doesn't matter whichever coin you want to trade, it doesn't matter, because we are not trading on one shot or for a few days, we are trading for a long term. And we all know, we have now understood the psychology of market. Even if the market is going down, it has to come up, and if it is going up, it has to come down again. So we understand the market moves in cycle. You can choose any of the 6 coins. Out of 6, you can choose 2, and out of 2, 1 coin I must advise everyone to trade in Ethereum, because Ethereum is that I am trading also in Ethereum actually. Why I'm trading in Ethereum? Because Ethereum is second number coin in the world, the second highest volume coin. So if you are still losing your trade, you are still winning in Ethereum. Suppose you have started the trade to accumulate BTC, but if you lose the trade and you are into floating loss, and still you have what you have done, you have accumulated Ethereum instead of BTC. So still you are in good profit, because you have accumulated the second best coin, that is Ethereum. And if you have accumulated more Ethereum using BTC, you are still in good fortune, because when the next halving happens and the price of BTC goes up, the first coin that will follow it is Ethereum. It will give, maybe it gives a larger percentage of growth, even more than BTC, because it has already given more growth than BTC in the previous bull market. So Ethereum is number one choice if you ask me, but you can trade in any coin. Even if you want to trade in BNB, you can trade XRP, that is good. All the coins, because Royalq has selected the best coins for you. It is not giving you any shit coins, it is giving you good coins. So I think I have explained everything, and still if you have any doubts, and I've already answered all your questions. If you have still any doubt, this training has been live streamed on YouTube channel of our Crypto Ambassador channel. If you are following that channel, if you're not, you can go and subscribe on YouTube, the Crypto Ambassador, and you will see all the recordings of these sessions and previous ones also in the live section. If you go to Crypto Ambassador, and you can watch this again and again. I have already answered all your questions, and still if you want to watch this again, you must watch again also, and you must do one more thing. You can share this YouTube video with all your teams who have not attended today. They must not miss this information, because it is available in YouTube. You can go and share this video to all our team, all your teams, even your past prospects also, who have not yet joined with you, the prospects and your friends. You must pass this information to each and everyone, so that if they understand what is the power of BTC accumulation and the importance of halving, they will soon want to join with you in Royalq. So thank you so much, all of you. I hope today's was a good lesson, and let us meet in our next session. And I will continue this session every Wednesday. You can come again next Wednesday, same. I will be there, or you can watch in YouTube also. Okay. So thank you so much, all of you, and have a good day. I hope you have a very wonderful and profitable day, and happy trading, happy accumulation. And let us get excited and share this opportunity to all our contacts, and make them aware of BTC halving, which is coming just 1 year. And let us take advantage, and let us win the trade. See you tomorrow, and see you in the next session.